And another lawsuit against Drake and Stake. This is the third lawsuit that has come forward to accuse Drake, Adin Ross, and Stake of illegal gambling practices. Now, I believe it was the Missouri one that brought up the claims that they was using house money. They wasn't even using their real money, okay? And they wasn't disclosing that information to their fans when they were encouraging them to participate. But this lawsuit right here takes it up a notch, okay? This lawsuit is accusing Drake of not only those illegal practices, but using the money to stream bots on his music. Yes, so there's a tipping feature in Stake that is unregulated, okay? And allows you to send money to other people. And it points out that Drake had sent a 6-figure tip to Adin Ross, and Adin Ross and another person, which people are saying is Grand Wizard, who runs some of Academics pages, right? Accusing them of being tipped to stream bots.
Welcome to the Common Sense Philosophy channel. Today's video is called Drake and Adin Ross, RICO. Drake and Adin Ross, RICO. The R, the I, the C, the O. This is beyond Drake. Before we get to this right here, I'm just overhearing about RICOs. I don't know about anybody else. Is anybody else to the point now like, okay, we get it. It's getting to the point that you don't even want to believe what they're talking about no more. It's just wore out. This RICO is supposed to be for special situations that were needed for special things that are happening. But all this stuff can't be special. You can't. The whole idea of something being special is that it's not every day. It's RICO after RICO after RICO after RICO after RICO. It's just turning into something else. So I'm already at that point with it. But now dealing with this specific one, we know that Drake had his issues with the other rapper, and he called that company out, Universal, for doing fake streams and bots and things like that. And it went all through the court system. It got real messy and crazy. And we knew there would be a blowback for that, right? You can't go after a corporation that big without there being some type of blowback. So you take that, and now we can't even barely get into 2026, because remember, all that happened with Drake and Universal in 2025. We can barely get into 2026, and they're already coming after him through this gambling process and saying, oh, beyond all that, he used this tipping money to, bot into so his music can be heard too. So it's just like, what? That just throwing that in there too is just crazy. Just deal with the tipping problem of the gambling system. Just deal with that. Just throwing that in shows that there's some malice and there's a little more going on here. It's like a woman, when she's done with a man, they break up, they were happy for 5-7 years, but some, they have kids and everything. She loved him, but they break up, and now she says his thing is little, he can't work the middle. It's like, hold on, what? You don't want to be with him, don't be with him, but what is this? Or the man saying she can't cook, whatever. It's just stuff piled on. But I want to say thank you for coming to the Common Sense Philosophy channel. Like and subscribe on your way out. Check out these videos and leave your comment down at the bottom, because your voice is important. Talk to y'all later.
Now, I've always said that it's very weird the way that Academics move, because Drake doesn't go on his streams. He doesn't give him interviews, and he always bypasses him to go on other people's streams. But still, Academics goes so hard for him. It gives very much payroll. But I don't know. Y'all tell me. Y'all tell me what y'all think about all this. And it's funny that Drake was just on Ben the Don's stream talking about Botify. He knows a lot about bots.
DJ Vlad, federal informant DJ Vlad, allegedly, stop saying that Drake is facing a RICO. He's not. He's being sued by an individual. He's not being charged by law enforcement. And in my video, I said that Drake and Steak and the Academics TV dude allegedly are facing and Adin Ross are facing a federal RICO, right? This was said because in the lawsuit, right? In the actual document, it says, and I quote, plaintiffs assert claims under the Racketeering, Influence, and Corrupt Organizations Act, RICO, and the Virginia Consumer Protection Act, VCPA. Plaintiff seeks damages, treble damages under RICO, restitution, disgorgement, injunctive and declaratory relief, attorney's fees, and costs, and all other relief deemed just and proper. Yes, I said this was a RICO because that is what it is. I'm not making anything. I don't care about this case. I don't care if this case gets thrown out tomorrow. I was just reporting on something that broke. Same way Lauren LaRosa, and I'm not saying DJ Vlad was reacting to me because Lauren LaRosa posted the same thing. And I seen DJ Vlad post like, oh, it's not a RICO because it's a civil. Bro, a civil case can be a RICO. I don't know I don't know what rules y'all made up for court systems or if y'all just don't understand how law works. All y'all had to do was look up, can civil cases be RICOs, right? And it will tell you, yes, racketeering, influence, and corrupt organizations have a significant civil component.
And then all of a sudden, charges are being brought up. Like, pay attention. Then you got people like Peter Rosenberg who always try to bask in the glory of other people's downfalls. Like, bro, you don't feel weird always praising other men downfall? They would just get fired from your radio show that you've been on for years. Like, bro, the last thing you should be doing is trying to come at anybody sideways. But according to the documents, come on now, y'all really believe that Drake was using Steak in order to boost his streams? Y'all really think Drake needed the biggest rap pop star in the world? Y'all really think he needed to use Steak in order to get bots, in order to get his music to be streamed? Do y'all not hear how crazy that sound? My whole thing is, if it was so illegal, why let it go on for so long? Drake has been promoting Steak for mad long, and while I heard the rumors that it's not really his money that he's using, it's really Steak fronting him the money to go ahead and bet, regardless of the fact of where he's getting the money from or how he's betting the money, it's legal. How isn't it legal? How is it now illegal? And why y'all wait all this time? Why wait till now? The last gambling lawsuit of 2025 is a doozy. A federal RICO class action versus Steak and rapper Drake for promoting an illegal online gambling site under the guise of a fake sweepstakes.
Criminal. It's not. There is a civil version. It's designed for situations where people or businesses engage in a pattern of misconduct to avoid liability or monetize off of it. Civil RICO isn't about one bad act. It's about a pattern. Repeated fraud, repeated wire communications, repeated misrepresentations, repeated schemes, multiple actors working together. It's ongoing conduct, not a one-off mistake. So what are some examples of civil RICO? Business partners splitting funds through shell companies, companies using repeated misrepresentations to extract money from unsuspecting consumers, coordinated fraud across emails, texts, contracts, organizations retaliating or silencing through systematic abuse, schemes that rely on interstate communications to operate. When those elements line up, it becomes so much bigger. Here's why civil RICO matters. If proven, the damages are automatically tripled. Attorney's fees can be shifted, and every partner in the scheme is jointly and severally liable. Exposure gets very real, very fast.
It is. RICO itself stands for Racketeer, Influence, and Corrupt Organizations Act. It's an act that the federal government passed. And originally, it was a tool that was used to take down the mafia, like a very long time ago when it first got passed. It's a vehicle that's used to take down criminal and corrupt organizations. Racketeering, in like the simplest way for me to define it, is basically having a business organization that's corrupt. I can't believe I'm using this as an example, but like think of the Peaky Blinders. Think of like the mafia running a part of your city and you owning a business in that city, and unless you pay the mafia a certain amount of money every month, they're going to take down your business or kill people in your business. If prosecutors think that they have enough evidence that you committed 2 or more acts of racketeering activity, they can charge you under RICO. And like I said earlier, RICO used to be used as a vehicle when it originally came out, and I'm sure it still is, to take down the mafia, because it was a way for people like prosecutors to take down the lower level people in the mafia first and then make their way up to the head guy. Nowadays, there's, the big federal RICO law, but also states have adopted their own RICO laws, and you can also file civil lawsuits under RICO.
What a RICO case is. And basically, the best way that I can describe RICO, because everybody knows about the mafia, is just organized crime. That's what it is organized crime. Is when you have a crime conglomerate that's made of more than one person for the purpose of pecuniary gain, which basically is making money and influence. And the bottom line is you are furthering this crime syndicate by doing an act.
Happy to break it down. First, let me say this. This is a safe space over here for everybody. There are no dumb questions, especially concerning anything legal, because as we know, anything in the legal world is complex and a lot of people don't understand it. So let's break this down. And as I say on every video concerning anything legal, I am not a lawyer. I'm not giving any legal advice yet. Now, I saw a lot of people ask this very question, so I definitely want to make sure I break this down. And then I saw someone also ask the question, well, Vicky, what does Esquire mean? Let's first break down what Esquire means just to get that off the table, because RICO's a little bit more complex and that's going to take more time. So someone asked the question, what does the term Esquire mean? Is that a real name? Number one, it's not a name. It's just a title of courtesy given to a lawyer and commonly appended to his or her surname, i.e. John Smith Esquire. Basically, it's a distinction. So with Esquire, it's above the distinction of gentleman, but it's right below the distinction of knight in medieval times. So it's typically just a courtesy, common courtesy, like a doctor. If you call them doctor, if somebody has a PhD, a MD, it's just a distinction and a sign of respect. Now, let's get down to this RICO, what it is and what it means. So firstly, the term RICO, or acronym of RICO, it stands for Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organization, i.e. it's aimed to take down organized crime organizations. So let's keep in mind that prior to the enactment of the RICO Act, prosecutors only had the ability to individually try a crime that was mob related. A different mob member would be prosecuted for a particular crime, but prosecutors could not take down the whole criminal organization at once. The RICO Act, which was passed in 1970, gave prosecutors the ability to take down the whole organization at once. However, now prosecutors do not just use a RICO in mob prosecutions, but have also utilized the law to prosecute everything from street gangs all the way up to politicians. So a RICO violation typically occurs when a person is in connection with their enterprise or engages in a pattern of racketeering activity. Below listed are racketeering activities that all include, just to name, arson, bribery, counterfeiting, distribution of controlled substances. That's a common one. Embezzlement, extortion, so on and so forth.
Instead, on New Year's Eve, there was a Virginia class action lawsuit filed against Drake, Adin Ross, Stakes US, and this guy named Georgie Nugent. Now, this goes way deeper than people realize. This federal lawsuit focuses on how money was moved, not only on gambling. So the lawsuit zeroes in on tipping, internal transfers, and platform credits. They're saying basically that this wasn't just a social tool in an app, but it was a way to move money without people knowing where it was going, without giving the full transparency.
I figured 2 million or 3 million. We just spent 9 to 5. We lost like 30 in a row.
And all my money. On the way, like, literally, okay. What's that stretch of highway in Miami? It's not even a highway. It's like that bridge from where the Heat play to like
Miami Beach.
To Miami Beach. We didn't even get halfway across
10 minutes.
That bridge.
Gone. It was gone.
And you just
that was fucked
rinsed
up.
me.
Yeah, that was.